Right, rumour mill, or rumour time, although I can't actually believe this, to be honest. So this is all about The Mandalorian and Grogu and the future of Star Wars. Yep, we're talking about Star Wars again. I know. So apparently, Star Wars, as a franchise, the future hinges on The Mandalorian and Grogu's success. Which, I mean, I don't know, I can believe that. It's not exactly like they've had hit after hit after hit, is it? I mean, the state of Star Wars as a brand now is just diabolically bad. So I can kind of believe that. They've slowed down everything. Absolutely everything. You know, Andor got condensed down from like 5 seasons to 2. It's quite big condensing. You know, I know that didn't do massively well. Some people like it. I quite like season 1. Haven't actually watched season 2 yet. I feel like a lot of this buzz and hype for these things have just kind of waned now. I think there's general apathy for actually a lot of these properties. You know, and Star Wars is no stranger to that from the fans. Not only that as well, Kathleen Kennedy has kind of spaffed in the face of everyone and screwed their goodwill into oblivion. So I can believe that where Star Wars goes as a property, as a franchise, will hinge on The Mandalorian and Grogu and its success. Now, that's not to say that Ahsoka Season 2 isn't going to happen. That is happening. We know that. They're filming it, so we know that. But what else is on the horizon? You know, they've been talking about a Rey movie. They've been threatening the Rey movie for how long? Years now. That's actually legitimately been a couple of years. And we're hearing nothing about it again. I think it was in like 2023 they'd initially announced it. No update come 2024 Star Wars Celebration. You know, The Acolyte bombed spectacularly. So what have they got? What are they actually working on? Not a lot. So let's let's dive into this. Please do hit subscribe. So it says this: the latest update about the odds of The Mandalorian Season 4 suggests The Mandalorian and Grogu's success will dictate not only the future of its leads, but Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie. Which I guess would be the wider ramifications of that puts Star Wars in a pretty tricky situation overall, doesn't it? Oh, they did announce, just as an FYI, a low-budget Star Wars movie. Right? They did announce that. With Ryan Gosling. Levy was directing it. Like, they did announce that. That was something that they were going to have. But that was going to be a much more smaller, low-key affair, smaller budget as well. So everything that they've been announcing is smaller. Which is smart when the brand isn't doing very well. But The Mandalorian Season 4 was scheduled to go into production shortly before 2023's Hollywood strikes brought the film and TV industry to a halt. Scripts had been written, but the downtime saw Disney decide that Din Djarin and Grogu's next adventure should be a feature instead. They just reworked the script into a feature film, obviously. And I said this as well, is that what they should have done with The Mandalorian is made Season 1 a TV show, because it was hugely popular. And then Season 2 should have been a movie, right? To capitalise on that. Because it was very, very, very popular. In fact, it sort of reignited the film franchise for people, right? People really liked it at that point. But they weren't. They were dumb. And now you're several series deep, Season 3. And it started to decline in quality and interest and ratings. And now you're going to make a movie where interest is at its lowest. That's dumb. And very, very risky, actually. Very risky. But it also is the other side of that, is that it does have the potential to actually make more money than the other series had, because it is going to be released in theatres. And so given that, when interest is at an all-time low, to wrap the story up, give a movie, make some money, then park it there. That could be what they're doing. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's an interesting way of doing it. But I also think as well, something which they haven't considered, is that this started on Disney Plus. People might just wait for it to go on Disney Plus to watch it. So, given their popularity in Season 3's open-ended conclusion, it's not hugely surprising that the House of the Mouse is eager to cash in on The Mandalorian's success by shifting focus from streaming subscribers to box office revenue. 6 years since The Rise of Skywalker was released, getting Star Wars back into theatres after Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy essentially turned it into a small screen property has become a priority for Disney CEO Bob Iger, which is true, but it was also removed from the big screen for a reason, and it was removed from the big screen because they had declining box office revenue. So, yeah. So anyway, insider Daniel Richtman has reiterated past reports that, quote, there won't be a season 4 of The Mandalorian. If the movie succeeds, a sequel will be made. However, if it flops, it will serve as the final chapter for Mando and could also put Dave Filoni's movie at risk, which I would agree, because we've heard nothing about it at all. So Ahsoka Season 2 is in production, and the expectation is that this era of storytelling will conclude with Filoni's planned movie, which is true, that is what everyone thinks. Much was once said about that setting the stage for the sequel trilogy by explaining how Supreme Leader Snoke and the First Order gained power. Instead, it appears Filoni is forging his own path with a story about Grand Admiral Thrawn and the Mortis gods. I mean, look, Star Wars Celebration last month, Jon Favreau was just dodging questions about Season 4 of The Mandalorian. Said, right now I'm focusing on the feature because we still have another year of the story. You discover so much as you edit a film and put it together with visual effects. Right now, we're really locked in on the big screen story that's coming. A lot of people know these characters who haven't seen the show. So it's not just that there are people who saw the show and people who don't know the characters. There's a big range. We want to reward people who've been there since the beginning, but also invite new audiences in. Basically, just focus on the movie, guys. Don't talk about Season 4. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think if Mandalorian and Grogu bombs, I think that'll be everything parked for some time. Like, just in Star Wars. Because that's, I mean, man alive, that's 2 major bombs, isn't it? No, that's 3 major bombs. So you had Star Wars The Acolyte, the last TV show that came out. You'd then have Andor, which, admittedly, well reviewed, but it did bomb in viewership. You can't really argue with that, it just didn't do very well. And then you'd have the Mandalorian and Grogu bombing as well. That's a lot. It's a lot of bombs. Financially, that's a lot. I think they'd park the universe for a while. I think we'd get the Ryan Reynolds movie. I certainly don't think we'd get the Rey movie by that point, though. I think that's done. And I think that's why we've not heard anything about it. And conveniently, we've not heard anything about Dawn of the Jedi either. Which was the other movie. Which was supposed to be from the guy who did Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, James Mangold. So, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, really? I think Star Wars is dead. I mean, we know it's dead. In our hearts, we know it's dead. But I think we'll see Lucasfilm finally waking up to that fact. Anyway, leave your thoughts down below. Bye now.